From adversity to alchemy, transforming pain into purpose and power. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed listeners and fellow seekers of inspiration, welcome to a transformative journey that will challenge your perceptions, ignite your spirit, and perhaps even change the course of your life. Today, we have the extraordinary privilege of delving into the remarkable story and wisdom of Trenia Joseph, a woman whose journey from adversity to empowerment has become a beacon of hope for countless individuals across the globe. Trenia Joseph isn't just a survivor, she's an alchemist of the human spirit. With a voice as strong and resonant as Maya Angelou's, seasoned with the rich flavor of her Louisiana roots, Trenia has transmuted her personal pain into a powerful elixir of hope and transformation. Her work with Women of Salt, her fearless foray into local politics, and her unwavering commitment to uplifting others have not only changed lives, but have also redefined what it means to triumph over adversity. Now, you might be thinking, great, another success story. What's that got to do with me? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because we are about to embark on a roller coaster ride of truth, tears, and triumph that'll have you questioning everything you thought you knew about resilience, forgiveness, and the untapped potential lying dormant within you. Let's start with the truth bomb, shall we? Life isn't fair. It's messy, it's complicated, and sometimes it feels like it's got a personal vendetta against you. Trenia knows this all too well. She found herself trapped in a marriage that was, in her own words, fraudulent, embarrassing, and one-sided. Now, that's not exactly the stuff of fairy tales, is it? But here's where it gets interesting. Instead of letting this experience break her, Trenia did something extraordinary. She looked at her pain square in the eye and said, you know what? You don't get to define me. I define me. And in that moment of defiance, she discovered a wellspring of strength she never knew she possessed. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, that's all well and good for Trenia, but my situation is different. My pain is unique. And you're absolutely right. Your pain is unique. Your challenges are your own. But here's the kicker. So is your potential for overcoming them. Let's talk about resilience for a moment. Resilience isn't about never falling down. Heck, if that were the case, we'd all be failures. No, resilience is about getting back up every single time life knocks you down. Even when your knees are scraped, your spirit is bruised, and you're pretty sure you got gravel embedded in places gravel has no business being. Trenia's journey exemplifies this perfectly. She could have let her difficult marriage define her, limit her, or embitter her. Instead, she chose to see it as a crucible, a refining fire that was preparing her for a greater purpose. Now, I'm not saying she skipped out of that marriage whistling a happy tune. There were tears, there was anger, there was pain, but there was also growth, discovery, and ultimately transformation. This brings us to another crucial aspect of Trenia's story, forgiveness. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, here we go with the kumbaya stuff, let me clarify something. Forgiveness isn't about excusing harmful behavior or pretending that pain doesn't exist. It's not about letting people off the hook or inviting them back into your life to hurt you again. No, forgiveness is about freeing yourself. It's about releasing the burden of resentment and bitterness that's been weighing you down. It's about reclaiming your power and refusing to let past hurts dictate your future. Trenia learned to forgive not just those who had hurt her, but also herself. And let me tell you, that self-forgiveness, that's often the hardest to achieve. We're often our own harshest critics, aren't we? We replay our mistakes, our should-haves, and could-haves on an endless loop in our minds. But Trenia discovered that self-forgiveness is also the most liberating. It allows us to move forward without the weight of past mistakes or regrets holding us back. Now, let's talk about purpose. Trenia's experiences taught her that we all have a mission and a purpose in this world, but here's the catch. We must recognize it before we leave this path. How many of us go through life holding on to things we were never meant to hold on to, missing our true calling in the process? Trenia's journey to finding her purpose wasn't a straight line. It was more like a Jackson Pollock painting, chaotic, messy, but ultimately beautiful in its complexity. It involved pain, struggle, and a lot of soul searching. But through it all, she remained open to the possibilities. She didn't let her past define her future. Instead, she allowed her experiences to shape her into someone who could make a real difference in the lives of others. This openness to life's possibilities is a crucial lesson for all of us. How often do we limit ourselves because we can't see the entire path ahead? We want guarantees, we want certainty, we want GPS navigation for our lives. But life doesn't work that way. Sometimes we need to take that first step into the unknown, trusting that the path will reveal itself as we move forward. Now, let's dive into some real-world examples that illustrate the power of resilience, community, and purpose. These aren't just feel-good stories. They're roadmaps for transformation, beacons of hope in a world that often seems shrouded in darkness. Picture this: a group of black women entrepreneurs facing financial barriers that would make most people throw in the towel before they even started. We're talking about limited access to capital, resources stretched thinner than a politician's promises, and societal stereotypes that would make your blood boil. But did these women give up? Did they accept the narrative that success wasn't for them? Hell no. Instead, they got creative. They explored alternative funding options like community grants, crowdfunding, and microloans. They sought mentorship from successful entrepreneurs who'd walked the path before them. And you know what? They didn't just succeed, they thrived. They created businesses that defied stereotypes and created inclusive environments that lifted up entire communities. One woman, let's call her Sarah, started a tech company with nothing more than a brilliant idea and a refurbished laptop. Traditional banks laughed her out of their offices, but she didn't let that stop her. She turned to her community, launched a crowdfunding campaign that went viral, and secured a microloan from a local nonprofit. Today, her company is revolutionizing the way small businesses access technology, and she's made it her mission to mentor other women of color in the tech industry. But here's the thing: Sarah didn't do it alone. And that brings us to our next powerful lesson: the importance of community. In a world that often feels designed to keep us isolated and competing against each other, building supportive networks is nothing short of revolutionary. Black women entrepreneurs across the country have been forming these networks, creating spaces where they can uplift and empower each other. These aren't just coffee meetups or networking events, although there's probably plenty of coffee involved, let's be real. These are lifelines, safe havens where women can share their struggles, celebrate their victories, and lift each other up. Take the story of Maya and Jasmine. They met at a local business seminar and immediately clicked. Both were struggling to get their businesses off the ground, facing similar challenges and setbacks. Instead of seeing each other as competition, they decided to collaborate. They started a monthly meetup for women entrepreneurs in their city, which grew from 5 attendees to over 100 in less than a year. This group became more than just a networking opportunity. It became a support system, a think tank, and a launch pad for countless successful ventures. Women who had been struggling in isolation suddenly found themselves surrounded by a community of cheerleaders, mentors, and collaborators. The impact? Stronger, more resilient women entrepreneurs who are changing the face of business in their community. Now let's talk about the power of social media. In today's digital age, it's easy to dismiss platforms like Instagram or Twitter as nothing more than time wasters or sources of FOMO. But for many black women entrepreneurs, social media has become a powerful tool for success, despite the challenges of algorithmic bias and underrepresentation. Take the story of Aaliyah, a natural hair care entrepreneur. When she first started her business, she struggled to get her products into mainstream stores. The buyers just didn't see the potential in her market. But Aaliyah didn't give up. Instead, she turned to Instagram. She started sharing hair care tips, showcasing her products, and building a community of women who were embracing their natural hair. She faced challenges: shadow banning, stolen content, racist comments, but she persevered. She educated herself on platform algorithms, invested in inclusive design for her content, and built a robust social media presence. Today, Aaliyah's brand is a household name in the natural hair care community. She's built a 7-figure business, created jobs in her community, and become a vocal advocate for diversity in the beauty industry. And it all started with a smartphone and a vision. These stories, from Sarah's innovative funding approach to Maya and Jasmine's community building efforts to Aaliyah's social media savvy, all echo the core themes of Trenia's journey. They demonstrate the power of resilience in the face of adversity. the transformative impact of supportive communities and the importance of recognizing and pursuing one's purpose. But here's the million-dollar question. How do we apply these lessons to our own lives? How do we find the strength to overcome our challenges and discover our purpose? The answer lies in taking small, consistent steps forward. Start by practicing resilience in your daily life. When you face a setback, big or small, consciously choose to view it as a learning opportunity rather than a failure. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this experience make me stronger? It's not about pretending everything is sunshine and rainbows. It's about acknowledging the storm while also looking for the rainbow. Next, work on forgiveness. Remember, this isn't about excusing harmful behavior. It's about freeing yourself from the prison of resentment. Start with small acts of forgiveness and work your way up to the bigger ones. And please, don't forget to forgive yourself. We're often our own harshest critics. But imagine how much energy we could redirect towards our goals if we weren't constantly beating ourselves up over past mistakes. When it comes to finding your purpose, take a page from Trenia's book and remain open to possibilities. Your purpose might not reveal itself all at once, and it might not look the way you expect it to. Pay attention to the things that light you up, the causes that move you, the skills that come naturally to you. Your purpose often lies at the intersection of these elements. And finally, don't underestimate the power of community. Seek out supportive networks, or better yet, create them. Share your story, listen to others, and be willing to both give and receive support. Remember, just as Trinia's struggles prepared her to help others, your challenges may be preparing you to make a difference in someone else's life. As we wrap up this journey through Trinia's inspiring story and the lessons we can learn from her and other remarkable women, I want to leave you with a challenge. Actually, scratch that. I want to leave you with a call to action, a rallying cry for transformation. Right now, in this moment, I want you to think about the challenge you're facing that seems insurmountable. That thing that's been keeping you up at night, that's been holding you back from pursuing your dreams. Got it? Good. Now, I want you to reframe it. Instead of seeing it as an obstacle, I want you to see it as an opportunity for growth, for learning, for transformation. I challenge you to take one step, just one small step towards overcoming that challenge this week. Maybe it's reaching out to a mentor. Maybe it's forgiving someone who's hurt you. Maybe it's finally starting that business you've been dreaming about. Whatever it is, take that step, but don't stop there. I want you to find your tribe. Reach out to someone who inspires you, who challenges you, who supports you. If you can't find that person, be that person for someone else. Start a group, organize a meetup, create a social media community. Be the change you want to see in the world. And finally, I challenge you to start living with purpose. Not someday, not when everything is perfect, but right now. Ask yourself, what can I do today to make a positive impact in someone's life? It doesn't have to be grand or world changing. Sometimes the most profound impacts come from the smallest acts of kindness. Remember, your story isn't over. No matter what you've been through or what you're going through right now, you have the power to write the next chapter. You have the strength to overcome, the capacity to forgive, and the potential to make a profound difference in the world around you. Trenia's journey from a painful marriage to becoming a community leader and inspiration to many is a powerful reminder that our greatest trials often lead to our greatest triumphs. Her story challenges us to look beyond our immediate circumstances and see the bigger picture of our lives. As you leave this talk today, I want you to carry these words with you. We may fall down, but we can also get back up again. Your setbacks don't define you. Your resilience does. Your past doesn't determine your future. Your choices do. And your pain doesn't have to be the end of your story. It can be the beginning of a powerful new chapter. So go forth and write that chapter. Be resilient. Be forgiving. Be purposeful. Be a force for positive change in your world. Because just as Trenia's Louisiana accent adds a unique flavor to her powerful message, your individual experiences and perspective add a unique flavor to the world. Your voice matters. Your story matters. And the world needs the unique gifts that only you can bring. Thank you.